the dice stay hot. Let me shoot a 7 with every shot. Viva Las Vegas! Viva Las Vegas! Viva Las Vegas! I'm gonna give it everything I've got. Lady luck, please let the
Welcome to Vegas Talk Radio, the internet radio show about the news, people, entertainment, opportunities, and events in the best resort and vacation destination and fastest growing city in America, Las Vegas, Nevada. If it's worth your time and money, you'll hear about it here. And now, here's your host, Charlie Bass.
Well, on today's show, we have a very special guest. We have the #1 late-night show in Las Vegas. He's been playing here for several years now at the Flamingo, Mr. George Wallace. George, how you doing?
Good day to you. I don't know what time it is. It's dark in my room, and I work late at night. It could be morning. It could be late afternoon. I don't know, Charlie Bass, but good day to you.
Well, great. Well, George, I know you've been around the comedy scene like forever.
Not forever, only 29 years, 30 years this year.
And you look so young. How do you do that?
Oh, it's amazing to be doing business in comedy for 30 years. Jerry Seinfeld and I started the same day, and that's why we've been best friends for 30 years. And we just love doing. It's a blessing to be able to do something that you enjoy doing, and to go out on that stage every night and see smiling faces. And I don't do anything but just talk a little bit, and all of a sudden, the hour is up, and it's just a lot of fun. And I'm here in Las Vegas. When I started as a comedian, that's what all the comedians wanted to do. You just wanted to get to Las Vegas. I'm sure you remember that, Charlie. We had all of the comedians here was Shecky Green and Johnny Carson and Red Fox and Dean Martin and Jerry. Jerry.
Oh, Jerry. Good old Jerry.
Jerry and just all of the comedians. That was the goal, to get to Las Vegas. And sure enough, don't you know, we finally made it here, and it's just a blessing to be here. What fun! What a blessing!
Now, how long have you been here? I know you've been here many times, but this time you've been living here.
And I'm into my third year already. I cannot believe it. I came here for 30 days, and 30 days turned into 60 days, 90 days. That's been 2.5 years ago. I'm into my third year. It's just great, and we're signing a brand new contract for another 2.5 to 4 years to stay here at the fabulous Flamingo.
Now, you came here for a 30-day contract. You've been here for 2.5 years. That must have meant you lost all your money and you didn't have bus fare to get out.
Didn't buy a dime. I never spent any money. Didn't lose any money. Just kept trying to make money. And, of course, I'm doing an unusual deal here, which is the greatest thing in the world, to be able to work with the Flamingo. And to do a four-wall deal is the craziest thing in the world. No one should ever try this, to actually rent a ballroom from a hotel and then have to promote the show and make it happen. I just happen to be an advertising executive, a former advertising executive. I just know how to do it. And it all lucked out, getting the business back out in the streets and around the countries and the radio stations. So when people come to Las Vegas, they know they're coming to see George Wallace, and then you get the word of mouth. And that's the greatest advertising you could ask for.
Now, that's something that I'd like to drill down a little bit if we can. I mean, you're promoting yourself.
Yes.
And that's so rare in this business, and obviously you're doing it very successfully.
Well, it's a deal called four-walling, and
right.
I guess you can say it's successful, but I want to do more, and I will continue to do more. And being here the time we've been here, our numbers are good. Our numbers are as good as Danny Gans and Sigfrid and Roy and the Shinters when they first got to town. So when I get to 6 years, we'll be just as our numbers are ahead of theirs. But we're having a good time, and we're blessed. And then those are top-notch acts in Las Vegas.
And I understand, and actually I just saw the show, so I'll act like I don't know anything about this. But you picked up this rookie guy to open for you now. This Brenner.
There's a young man that doesn't know really what he's doing, but I think he has a future ahead of him. His name is Brenner. I forget his first name, David Brenner.
Yeah.
And what a wonderful gentleman! And he did the Tonight Show, as we all know, more than any other comedian or entertainer. With Johnny Carson, he's done over 100 and some times. And I learned when I was in college watching David Brenner, and I always knew I wanted to be a comedian. When I got to Los Angeles, all of a sudden, we had the same manager.
There you are.
And I was like, oh, my God, I'm going to have David Brenner as a manager, Rick Bernstein. And I always just learned so much from David, that type of a comedy, thinking man's comedy, and now to be in a position that I own my show and David lives here in Las Vegas, and we've been friends for many a year. So, David, come on down. You're not doing anything. And sure enough,
you're not doing anything.
He came. Well, he lives here.
Yeah.
His contract was over at the Hilton.
Right.
So, for a comedian to work out, what is that for us? That's our drug, our sex. I shouldn't use the word drugs, but that's what it is. It turns us on. We're addicted to it.
Oh, absolutely.
And it's a wonderful thing.
Now, where did you come from? How did you get into comedy? I mean, what made you decide to get up on stage and make people laugh?
I was in Henderson. No, I'm just...
Couldn't do anything else.
Had no place to go. Could have gone to law firm or gone up to Reno. No, I'm originally from Atlanta, Georgia.
Uh-huh.
And I used to watch Red Skelton, Red Buttons, and Red...
Redneck.
No. Red Skelton, Red Buttons, and Red Fox, and Pinky Lee. All people of color.
That's right.
That would keep me laughing. I just decided, what I would do. And Milton Berle, let's not forget him on television.
Right.
And the next day I would take those jokes back to school and make people laugh. And it was always just like the greatest thing to do. You're the person to make everybody happy. And today I do that job, and my job is more important than a doctor's job. People come into my office and they leave with a smile on their face.
Well, I think the thing that's interesting about the type of humor you do is you do real life stuff and stuff that people can relate to today.
That's exactly right, and as you know, it's not a blue show. Even though, let me tell you something, I have nothing against blue comedians because funny is funny.
Right.
Nobody did it better than Richard Pryor. Of course, it's harder to do clean comedy than it is to do blue comedy, but it's just wonderful to be out there to make everybody laugh. You can bring your mother, the mother can bring the kids. That's why you see in my audience the most diversified crowd in Las Vegas, young people, old people, black people, white people. They always say hip-hoppers and gangbangers, all in the audience laughing together. And that's a beautiful sight.
It is. And you really cross all generations and all races, too. I mean, your comedy is it applies to everybody today.
They got new races out now. I don't know exactly who they are, but they're in the audience.
Well, and one thing you do that's different than other comedians I've seen, you actually bring people up on the stage.
Well, I'm just having fun. It's not a show. It's like a living room, and maybe I'm the uncle just saying, come on, let's have some fun. Come on, everybody, let's get happy,
Well,
and so we will bring people up on the stage from the audience. We played a little game. We give away gifts, can you make it to the stage? And we give out gifts. You can win a trip. You can win diamonds. You're going to win a car at my show. You just never know what's going to happen. This past weekend, had Cedric the Entertainer just come up out of the audience, just coming down the aisle, and he come up on the stage and took the mic and did some jokes, and the audience went crazy. Saturday night, do a little bit in the church, called a church segment, and then after the singing in the church, I asked the ushers to come down, and Chris Tucker came out of the audience with a basket, taking up money, and he stayed on stage for 30 minutes. So the great thing about my show is the element of surprise. You never know who's going to be there. Of course, Jerry Seinfeld has been there, and just so many other friends stopping in to say hi, and it's just good. I want Vegas to be like it used to be in the old days when the guys would stop by and visit each other, and that's what we're going to do here. Louis is going to come over. I'm going to go see Louis and Carrot Top and all the Rita Rudner. We're all good friends.
Yeah. Now that you got a home and you actually get to go home and sleep there every night.
Yeah, I'm in the hotel. I'm up on the top floor in the hotel. But people ask me, am I going to buy a home in Las Vegas? I don't know just yet. It's so many condos and condominiums, co-ops rather, and condominiums going up here. I think there's going to bubble burst here in the next few years. I hope so. That's what I'm going to buy.
That's
right.
Right
Now I'm staying in the hotel, Charlie, and I love hotels. I don't know whether you do, but I think it's just great. You can take a shower and drop it on the floor.
That's right.
And somebody come pick it up.
And
when you do that at home, those towels start to stack up, and you'll turn around and go, what the hell? But I love living in the hotels.
Now, do you miss the road?
I think I'm still on the road. I'm here Tuesday through Saturday, but when I get off that stage at 11:30 Saturday night, 12:15, my plane takes off. I go back to Atlanta.
Okay.
I go to New York City. I go to L.A. But I love it here. It's just nice to be in one place, and you own, the stage, the room, and people come to see you. It's a nice thing.
Well, you're in a very unique property that's doing a lot of renovations and stuff too. I've actually had conversations with Don Marandino.
The vice president, he's been of extreme help here, and I was having dinner with him, not dinner, but a conversation with him yesterday, and they are so helpful, and they're asking me, is there anything else we can do? Is there anything else we can do? And so it's just nice working with him, and he stops in and sees the show periodically, at least once a week.
Well, it's a great show. I mean, I've seen it. I've met you personally before the show too.
Right.
And it's so much fun. You just sit there and laugh.
Well,
and now, do you change the show every night? Depending
every night, I have no idea what I'm doing up there, Charlie. But I tell you what, after doing the comedy for 30 years, you should be. But no, that's not true. The best way to do comedy is from A to Z every night, so you can hone your jokes and make sure they're right every night. But I can't do that. I'll go out there. Last night we